Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different revelations as well as saga-wide implications in this story by director J.J. Abrams that'll really make us view both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens in a different light. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So what's really great about Episode 9 is that we do know that J.J. has a big plan for this movie in order to make it the best film within the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Is that, well, at the end of the day, it is going to be a revelation film. It's going to be a film that will have many flashbacks that bring us to past events for the characters of Luke, Leia, Snoke, Darth Vader, and more. That's really going to make us open our eyes and view the sequels and the originals and even the prequels in a different way. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions and one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Mark Hamill's portrayal as Luke Skywalker. Now, specifically, what's really exciting about all of this is that it's described that one of the scenes that were filmed during the month of January over at Cardington in the UK involved actor Mark Hamill, where he was described to be on set that involved the world of Ahch-To, where Mark was described to be levitating off of a large boulder. It said that Mark was sitting in a slim chair with a rod that was connected to the boulder that would later be keyed out to emulate Luke levitating over the rock, where the visual effects to be added in will involve the return of Luke's iconic green lightsaber levitating in front of his face. The scene is described to follow the moment in which Luke crashes his X-Wing into the ocean of Ahch-To. As Luke is meditating at night with the moon scene in the background, it's described that the voice actors were recording strange lines of dialogue that were a mix of female and male voiceover artists. It's implied that these voices may be the wills that are reaching out to Luke during his meditation session near the Prime Jedi mosaic. These strange voices are said to be vital to a part of the plot of the movie. The sequence is also said to allow Abrams to share his take of what Luke did on the island of Ahch-To just after he was stranded either intentionally or involuntarily. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, what I love about this is that this is giving us a first look at Luke Skywalker and exactly what happened to him just after he crashed into the ocean of Ahch-To. Now, in case you guys did not know this, we will be learning more about Luke Skywalker's past in between the events of the originals and the sequels and exactly what happened to Luke just before his arrival on Ahch-To and what his life was like on there before Rey's arrival. It's going to be very interesting to see on the big screen because we do know that originally Abrams had this idea in mind for The Force Awakens where there would be extended sequences where Luke was lifting boulders at the very end. That was originally just going to be the ending of Episode 7 where Rey witnessed Luke Skywalker lifting boulders on the edge of the cliff, where that was ultimately cut and just returned to what we saw in the final cut of The Force Awakens. So you can see that JJ is open to doing these amazing things. Now, as far as Luke levitating on top of this rock, where he's actually in a meditation session where the iconic green lightsaber is levitating in front of Luke Skywalker's face, the thing that really gets me the most is these voices that are reaching out to Luke. It's said to have been done by a mixture of voiceover artists, such as, both female and male voiceover artists that are using their techniques in order to create these very mysterious characters that are calling out to Luke Skywalker basically while he's in meditation. So this could very well be the voices that we heard if you listen very carefully when Rey first approaches the tree library when she's following Luke uphill and she turns around. You can hear voices where you do hear the Jedi code speaking out to Rey. But exactly who are they? What are those voices? And that's going to be a part of Episode 9, while Luke Skywalker is on Ahch-To. And that's going to be a very interesting touch by Disney and Lucasfilm to really touch on that aspect of the franchise. Now, there's a lot of indicators, and it's implied that these are the wills. Now, this also connects to the original trailer of The Last Jedi, the original teaser, I should say, by Rian Johnson, where Luke Skywalker says to Rey, "It's so much bigger." What was so much bigger when he was talking about the Force? This most likely was pretty much, giving us a direction to the wills being explained and being fully implemented into a Star Wars movie, which was ultimately changed. In case you guys did not know, originally, The Last Jedi was 3 hours, and I believe it was 5 minutes long, I think Rian Johnson said in one of the interviews, that was ultimately cut all the way down to what it was right now. So that always happens because, all these different scenes that are filmed, they usually want to put in the important ones and what's going to fit best for the screen. In my point of view, a lot of great things were cut from The Last Jedi that should have been in the final cut of the movie, and the movie could have honestly been longer. But looking past this, guys, I gotta tell you, I'm very excited about Mark Hamill and his portrayal as the Jedi Master once more. It's going to be a very bittersweet movie because, well, this is the last and final time we will see Hamill as Luke Skywalker within the Skywalker saga itself. So that's going to be a very, sad thing to see, Luke Skywalker being in the very last movie within the Skywalker saga. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to move.